as an American, I love every American, but I will say that I do not respect your choice here. You voted
That's
for the
fine. That's
person
fine.
you voted for the person that wanted to disenfranchise the other half of the party just four
Well,
years
I
ago,
don't
and
think
is now
I feel
talking
like
about giving restitutions to the people that tried to lead an insurrection against our country.
all
I
right.
respect you
Well,
as a person, and I'm sure you're a great father, and I appreciate.
hey,
Eddie, I'm doing one at a time.
Jordan.
I'll let you up in a little bit. How's it going?
Good, you?
Not too good.
Oh, well, I can get better though.
Maybe. We'll
All
see.
right. So obviously, I obviously know what you voted for
Mm-hmm.
which I voted for Trump.
Yeah.
You know, no hard feelings either way. Everybody has a right to vote what they want. Um, I guess my question is to you is I guess I don't understand the dictatorship of it
Mm-hmm.
because everyone's always like every president said that they were going to do something. I mean, there's even Obama. There's proof of Obama saying about deportation and Biden, and no one ever did it
Mm-hmm.
and said they were going to do it, and they failed. And the one person that did succeed in it, now everyone's saying, he's a terrible person. Which I guess the way I look at it is everyone. I mean, I personally believe that everyone president says stuff to just get voted for, and half of them are full of shit.
Sure.
But you know what I mean? I mean,
Mm-hmm.
just honestly.
Yeah,
But I
I
mean,
agree. A lot of it's just
there's
politics.
respect. Yeah, there's respects, but I don't really just don't think he's a dictator. I think he's someone that's he's owned businesses and he's been very successful in his life, and he's someone that gets what he wants and it's going to benefit.
Yeah, sure.
Um,
So I agree
so,
that as Americans we should have the right to vote for whoever we want to. The reason that I'm so against Donald Trump is because he tried to rob millions of people of that right in 2020 by decertifying their election results. I think that that was evil, and I think that it was wildly anti-American. And on top of that, the reason that I call him a dictator is because he often refers to himself as a king. He literally tweeted out "Long live the king," and then the White House tweeted out the picture that I have up on the thing right now. If you call yourself a king, I'm probably going to call you a king too. It's not that crazy. I mean, also there's the dictator on day one comments. The main thing that I would focus on is him trying to, destroy our democracy in 2020 or 2021, and I think that's plenty enough reason to call him a dictator.
well, I think a lot of that and respects. I don't think all of 2020 was on him. I mean, obviously he thought it was unfair, but I don't. Everyone that wants to say like Democratic Party and all them want to say that he told the people in January to rush the White House, I think is ridiculous. I don't. He didn't do that. I
Yeah,
really don't think
he
he's that
didn't
kind of
verbatim
person.
do that. So the main reason,
Okay,
and
thank you. So we
I
agree on that at
and
least.
yeah, and I would actually
Okay, thank you.
criticize a lot of media coverage of January 6th because I think it's
Okay.
way worse than most people realize.
All right, I appreciate that. I really do.
Yeah, because a lot of people just focus on the invasion of the Capitol. I don't even think that's the worst part. This is what I was talking about with somebody else. He was literally pressuring the vice president, Mike Pence, to decertify electoral votes in order to certify his illegal electoral votes, which is basically just robbing the state of their election results and flipping them with no reason. I think if there's any attack on democracy, it is literally trying to, you know, decertify election results in states that you don't like the election results in, and then replacing them with different election results that go in your favor.
But can we kind of, I mean, agree to disagree? Can we agree that I feel like that the Democratic Party was trying to do that this year with trying to give
No,
illegal aliens voter rights? I don't think that's right.
no, and
I mean,
I reject that they were doing that.
okay, well, so you agree with that? At least we're on the same. I mean, that's what I'm saying is I don't think it's just
It's not on the
one
same
party.
level either. What Donald Trump was trying to do is he was saying, "Hey, PA, I know that you certified that Biden won, but what if I tell the vice president to say that that's not true and that Trump actually won it?" And that's disenfranchising millions of people.
But it's the same thing though, as
No,
if
it's
they're
not the
giving
same thing.
people.
It's literally decertifying election results.
There was a lot of proof though that they're showing that they're saying that bringing illegal aliens in is they're basically showing that they're going to be registering as Democrats to vote
Illegal
Democrat.
aliens can't vote.
But they were trying to. But what I'm saying is they were saying that they were going to try to passing that to help
Where?
because I think the Democratic Party knew this year or this election that they could not beat Trump.
Where were they trying to do that?
I'd have to Google it. I looked it up a while ago. It's been a little while ago, to be honest with you, dude. I couldn't exactly quote that at this
illegal
exact.
illegal
Yeah.
immigrants voting in elections would be unconstitutional. It's a
Well,
power given to citizens. Illegal immigrants are necessarily not citizens. There's no shot in hell that any Democrat was advocating that illegal immigrants should vote. I've never seen that. I would also disagree that it even remotely holds a candle to a real and almost successful attempt to disenfranchise millions of people at all in one sweep because the vice president has this made up authority to decertify electoral college votes.
well, I mean, I guess I get kind of a little bit what you're saying, but I'm saying that I'm thinking that like I guess my argument, my whole argument on this was about him being a dictator because I don't think. I mean, I think people take Trump the wrong way, but I live in a small town of like 600 people. He's kind of like the old people around here that we deal with every day. I think he's someone that he's just going to tell you how he feels, and if you guys don't like it, he's going to tell you tough shit, and you just got to deal with it. I don't think
Isn't that bad though? Like if you're leading America, if you're leading both halves of America, even the people that didn't vote for you, don't you think it's kind of bad to tell nearly 49% of the country that like, hey, eat shit, I won the election, go cry about it. Like, don't you think that that's a sign of like a bad leader?
I don't really think he's saying about eat shit like the way you guys are saying it. I'm just saying like I think he's just saying it as me personally. This is how I feel. The way he's saying it is he's basically saying, hey, I can't. There's nothing I can do to change your guys' vote. You don't like me, and I mean he's just basically leaving it as that. So he's basically saying,
But I
all
mean,
right, you don't
Joe
like me,
Biden didn't do that, and he got like historic pieces of legislation passed in Congress
Joe
with
Biden,
Republican
though.
collaboration.
Joe Biden, out of respect, though, Joe Biden's last 2 years, everybody knew that guy was gone. I
It
mean,
doesn't. What I'm saying is that he was a good leader in the sense that he was able to bring both halves of Congress together to pass bipartisan legislation. Donald Trump can't put his pants on bipartisanly.
I don't necessarily think I could agree with that because I really think that there was pretty obvious cases of him fully gone.
It doesn't matter.
And
Like
the party's fine. Yes, it
there's
does. If
there's
they
no
lied to
room
us
there's
about
no
it,
room for disagreement there. Joe Biden did get multiple giant pieces of bipartisan legislation passed in Congress. Period.
but
Donald
who
Trump
said
did
who
not
said
do
he
that in his
did it?
first term, and he hasn't even proposing legislation this term.
But you can't even say he did it though because I
He
mean
did do it.
it was obvious that guy was not there. So somebody else was running it through him.
Can
And
I
that's just
take away all of Donald Trump's achievements because I think he's stupid and there's no way that he could have done it?
if he has a mental illness, yes. If he's mentally incompetent that Biden was, I would say yes, and you would be correct. And I would agree with you on that one.
I just think this is insane double standards here. That we have evidence that Donald Trump was trying to overturn illegally the results of the 2020 election, and we walk off of that. I say that I think Donald Trump's a bad leader because he's incredibly divisive, and Joe Biden actually got giant pieces of legislation passed in Congress, and then you walk off of that. It feels like there's this giant double standard where no matter what Donald Trump does, it's like, oh well, he's not for everybody, and then you can also just disregard Joe Biden's accomplishments by saying that, oh well, he was like really old. I don't know. If I don't know what to say.
That's the kind of some of the arguments sometimes I guess I feel like I have with both parties. But I mean, like I have to go take care of my kids here soon. But
Yeah,
all I
that's
just
fine.
wanted to say was honestly, after the end of this, um, I respect your host, and actually, honestly, I would actually follow you because you're the first person from the Democratic Party that respects. I feel like you can have an honest conversation, civil conversation, and talk to each other,
Mhm.
which I think is very important, and people need to focus on that.
Mhm.
Just because you don't agree on sides, to be civil with each other and have civil conversations, and I respect you for that.
Yeah, listen,
So
I mean, I don't think you're a bad person, and if I'm being
I got
1000%
called
honest,
a Nazi earlier.
well, I don't know. It depends on
Nazi
what
and
you
a
said.
racist.
But I mean, listen, I don't think you're a bad person. And with all due respect, I think you've just been fooled. Donald Trump did really well in undermining the authority of everybody that isn't him. And a lot of people just listen to Donald Trump because they think that there's no way that somebody as dishonest and as evil as him could win the presidency. But realistically, I just implore you to look up what he was charged with. That's all I ask of you. Just look up what Donald Trump was charged with.
Well, and I'm not, yeah, and I mean, I have, and I mean, I'm like I said, I do believe a lot of media lies, so I guess, I mean, that's why, like, I mean, I have research too, and but like, anyways, I don't want to get into all that. I mean, everyone you have to respect who they want to go with, and I do, like I said, I just want to give you a compliment on air, saying basically, having mutual respect to each party and having a civil conversation, I think is very important. So I just want to tell you,
I
you know,
appreciate that, but I
uh,
mean, and I respect you as an American. I love every American, but I will say that I do not respect your choice here. You voted
that's
for the
fine.
person you voted for the person that wanted to disenfranchise the other half of the party just 4 years
Well, I
ago,
don't
and
think
is now
I feel
talking
like
about giving restitutions to the people that tried to lead an insurrection against our country.
all
I
right.
respect you
Well,
as a person, and I'm sure you're a great father, and I appreciate that you are, living the American dream. But I cannot respect.
all right, but
Supporting behavior like
but
that.
David, all right, that's fine. But like I said, we can end it. We could have ended it in a civil way, just saying, "Yep, thanks, man. I appreciate that." You don't have to go too much in it. That's kind of my point. Was have a good conversation. You respect the other person says. You say, "Yep, okay," and then you just leave it at is. I think that's a fair thing to do.
I
Just
appreciate
respect
I
both parties.
appreciate you, and I'm saying that I'm not being disrespectful towards you, but it is inherently kind of disrespectful to be voting for the person that tried to disenfranchise my vote 4 years ago.
Well, I feel the same way on the other side, but that's
You
fine.
you
It doesn't
you
matter.
can't feel
But
the
I
same way on
appreciate
the
it.
other side. We weren't
Okay,
trying to steal your votes. You
all right.
were. You
No,
tried to steal
no.
my vote away. So I mean, it's not the
I,
same.
I didn't I didn't steal
You
anything. So
voted for
I
the
don't know
person
why
that
you're
wanted to
saying me.
steal my vote 4 years ago.
Okay, well I didn't steal anything, so
You didn't
don't make
steal
it a
anything. That's
personal
why I'm
attack.
not that's why I'm saying I don't disrespect you. But I'm saying that I can't respect you supporting the person that tried to rob me of my political say.
Okay. Well, like I
Okay.
said, we'll just end it as that. But I appreciate
All
your
right.
time. Thank you.
Yeah, I appreciate you coming up.
Yep. Bye.
I listen. I'm not going to I'm not going to disrespect somebody that I don't know over the internet. Like the internet tough guy bullshit is stupid. But I also can't pretend like I respect the choice for you to vote for the person that tried to disenfranchise millions of people who agree with me in 2020 just because. I can't respect a decision like that. I respect you. I'm sure that you're a great person behind the scenes. I know a lot of people in my personal life that are Republicans that I think are great people. It's just sometimes great people do not so great things, and I think voting for Donald Trump is one of those things. We can say that it's all good, it's all just political discussion, but at the end of the day, you supported the person that wants to rob the political discussion from us, that wants to rob the voice of the people from us. That's not good political conversation, and we can't just all kumbaya over that. I don't know what to say.